Good morning. Thank you. Good morning and welcome to our Veterans Day celebration here at Sedgwick Middle School. I am beyond honored and proud to stand here today before you, representing our entire faculty and staff and all of our students. This morning, we have a very meaningful program for you. We will learn about the unique history of Veterans Day in our country and the significance of this great holiday. We will have the opportunity to show our gratitude and our appreciation for all of our veterans who have so very proudly and so very bravely served our country. This is a day that should be honored, and our veterans are true heroes who should be celebrated today and every day. The meaning of the word hero that I like best is a hero is a person who is admired for courage or noble qualities. To me, all veterans are heroes because they are brave and courageous individuals who are willing to stand up for their beliefs, to serve their country, and to do their part in helping to preserve every U.S. citizen's rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We enjoy the luxury of freedom, largely due to every veteran's commitment to uphold these values. This morning, it is our turn to recognize and to extend a sincere thank you to these special heroes. At this point, I ask our honored guests if they would please take turns standing up and stating their name, any family members they have here at Sedgwick Middle School, and their branch of service.
Hey, good morning, everybody. My name is Jordan Mark. I have a family member here.
Jordan, I'm here at Mark. Grade, he's in was that Team Bobcat or Bobcats, and we are an Army family.
And my service was in the United States Navy during the freedom crisis. Navy, and I got 100 kids right here on teammate 1.
Williams. I have two granddaughters here, Annabelle and Kira. I served in the U.S. Air Force and Osan Air Force Base, South Korea in 1968.
Good morning, my name is Steve Bushnack. My grandson is Wilbur over there. The U.S. Army from Vietnam. I'm John Hammer. I'm grandfather, the other grandfather of William Bushnack. And let's see, I guess I can just tell you, I was a Navy captain and ended up with 28 years of service. It's great.
Thank you. I ask everyone to please rise for our national anthem.
Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Hi, my name is Colin.
My name is Dan.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, and most importantly, our honored veterans, today we gather with immense gratitude and respect to celebrate Veterans Day, a day dedicated to honoring the brave men and women who have selflessly served our country. It is a day when we pause to reflect on the sacrifices made by our veterans and express our heartfelt appreciation for their unwavering dedication and courage. Veterans Day traces its origins back to November 11, 1919, when President Woodrow Wilson proclaimed it Armistice Day to commemorate the end of World War I. The armistice that brought an end to the hostilities was signed at the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, making November 11th a day of profound significance. In 1954, following the conclusion of World War II and the Korean War, Congress passed the legislation to change the name of the holiday to Veterans Day, expanding its scope to honor all American veterans who have served in any conflict. Today, we stand united in recognizing the remarkable contributions of our veterans. Their service, whether in times of peace or conflict, has safeguarded the freedoms and values that we hold dear. It is through their sacrifices that we enjoy the liberties we often take for granted.
Celebrating Veterans Day is not merely an act of remembrance, it is a commitment to acknowledging the enduring legacy of those who have served. By recognizing our veterans, we ensure that their stories, their bravery, and their dedication are never forgotten. We also reaffirm our commitment to supporting them as they transition back into civilian life, providing the respect and care they rightfully deserve. As we honor our veterans today, let us remember that their service extends beyond the battlefield. They've shaped our nation with their resilience, leadership, and unwavering sense of duty. Let us also recognize the families of our veterans whose support and sacrifices often go unseen but are equally significant. In closing, let us all take a moment to personally thank our veterans and reflect on the profound impact they've had on our lives and our nation. Their courage and dedication inspire us to strive for a better future, and for that, we are eternally grateful. Thank you, veterans, for your service. We honor you today and every day.
Students, this is Mr. Wells. I want to thank you for celebrating Veterans Day with me. I certainly appreciate it. As you know, I served in the Marine Corps. I served over 21 years, and it was probably some of the best times of my life. Other than spending time with you students in West Hartford schools, it's really made my time here fulfilling. I was just looking through some pictures and some thank you letters from past Veterans Day, and it really just touches my heart. So I really appreciate the honor. I'm looking forward to spending time with you. I'm going to be with Webster Hill School earlier in the day, and hoping to come visit you after that. But thanks again. Happy Veterans Day, and thank you.
Hi, I'm here today to to our respected guests, on behalf of the entire student body, we want to extend our deepest gratitude to each and every one of you who have graciously joined us today. Your presence here is not only an honor, but it also serves a powerful reminder of the sacrifices and dedication that have shaped our nation's history. We understand that the freedoms and opportunities we enjoy today are the result of your unwavering commitment and bravery. Your service, whether on distant battlefields or your steadfast dedication at home, has protected and persevered through the values we hold dear. It is because of you that we can pursue our dreams, our dedication, and our future with a sense of security and hope. To the veterans in this room, we recognize the immense sacrifices you have made. We acknowledge the hardships you have endured and the resilience you have shown. Your courage and selflessness is an inspiration to all of us, and we are profoundly grateful for the path you have paved us today. As students, we may not fully grasp the extent of your experiences, but we want you to know that we honor and respect each one of you. We promise to carry forward the legacy and service and dedication that you exemplify. Your stories and your sacrifices will not be forgotten, and we will strive to make you proud in all that we do. Thank you for your service, your sacrifice, your unwavering dedication to our country. We are truly humbled by your presence here today, and we extend our heartfelt thanks to each and every one of you. With deepest gratitude to students of Sedgwick Middle School.
Take a moment to thank a veteran by Johanna Hughes. When you see someone in a uniform, someone who serves us all, doing military duty, answering their country's call, take a moment to thank them for protecting what you hold dear. Tell them that you are proud of them. Make it very clear. Just tap them on the shoulder, give a smile, and say, thanks for what you're doing to keep us safe in the USA.
We honor you today by Susan R. Smith.
To all our veterans who are here, we thank you for your service for all those years.
You sacrificed your time and stung me your life. You persevered our freedom by willingly paying the price.
Many of you were sent overseas, you were wounded in battle and scarred with disease.
But courageous and brave, you weathered the storm. You faced every battle with faith and beyond.
We honor you with joy for all that you've done. You stood strong for our country, for our daughters and our sons.
So no one stands alone. We walk hand in hand. Remember, we are with you. Together we shall stand.
We salute you today. Hear what we say, that our words speak elegantly in this way.
On this day, let us express our love and thanks for the sacrifice you made. You served in honor for many years and days, and we will never forget how you were strong and brave.
Veterans Day, Reverend Pioneer Dickinson. There are times we want to forget, like when troubles and sadness we met, but this day in November we'll always remember the heroes to whom we're in debt. They were young, full of life and ambition, but some dreams never reached their fruition. With their lives put on hold, they were daring and bold, and accomplished their ultimate mission. Most returned when the battle had ended, some with wounds that will never be mended. Many others did not, having died where they fought, while ensuring our home was defended. But in spirit they'll always be here, to our hearts they will always be near. While our eyes may be wet, we will never forget. Let's remember each day of the year.
War is with us to go on this day. We have daughters and sons in the church.
For us wisdom God's speed and the wisdom we'll need, so we'll never again go away.
On Veterans Day, we honor all who answered to a service call, soldiers, young and soldiers. Oh wait, wait. Veterans Day. On Veterans Day, we honor all who answered to a service call, soldiers young and soldiers old, fought for freedom, brave and bold. Some have lived while others died, and all of them deserve our pride. We're proud of all the soldiers who kept thinking of red, white, and blue. They fought for us in all our rights. They fought for us. They fought through many days and nights. And though we may not know each name, we thank all veterans just the same.
We remember by Adia Lerner. Every year in the month of November, we're honoring our veterans to show we remember. To tell them their service is ever so meaningful, protecting the one and only America the Beautiful. To thank them for keeping us safe and from harm, for kindly saluting their commitment to bear arms. To show them we appreciate their sacrifice and loyalty, for being brave and selfless while fighting for our liberty. To honor their dedication for our protection, to say thank you with our hearts full of appreciation. Up next, some of our students have questions for our veterans. I hope that you wouldn't mind answering any and all that you see fit. Thank you. How did your time in the military change your perspective on life? And what lessons that you learned from this experience do you think are important for young people to understand? How did your time in the military change your perspective on life? And what lessons from that experience do you think are important for young people to understand?
Okay, so the question is how does my time in the military, how does it change my perspective on life, and what do I think you guys should take from it? I think, so my time in the service took me to lots of different areas of the country, and I took my family with me. I think if there's one thing that I've really learned, it's that nobody owns patriotism. Everybody loves their country, even though it looks a little bit different in a lot of different places. And I think what you guys should take from that is be a decent person, because there are always people from other areas that are going to be looking at you. And I don't know. Anybody else?
I was have to stand up here, so behind my Army captain was a Navy captain. It's a little bit different. I'm looking at you guys and thinking, I decided I wanted to join the Navy in 7th grade. I think there are a few here. How many of you are in 7th grade? 3, 4 of you. Okay. Well, whoever you are, I decided I lived a life of service. My family we've always served other people. And I grew up 5 years in World War II in New Jersey. So we were close to, if you will, the zone. So we saw some evidence of the war going on. And that sort of brought me to the point where Navy service is a good and valid place to try to spend my life. So I decided I was going to be a career naval officer. In 7th grade, that's a lot of time. And I did. I joined up, I went to Naval Academy, which is a golden opportunity to get into the Navy. hard to get in, but it was great service. And worked my way up. I had probably the finest career of anybody that I know. The absolute best. You say thank you for your service. I thank taxpayers for having given me a life that was really fulfilled. Because remember, I said, we have a family of service. We always have tried to serve others. And that's what melded, it turned into my life. And when I got out of the Navy, I don't know, it was a long time ago, it seems to me 10 or 15 years ago, I've done nothing but do things for other people, most kinds of charitable things. And I think that's the kind of thing that we all, as Americans, need to think about. We're a community. It's a great big community. We need to help each other doing everything. We all can disagree and we can all have problems. We just need to work them out, and we need to count on each other to work it out. As for Navy service, it's a great way if you're thinking, I don't want to be a recruiter, but it's a great way to spend a life. I've been to 52 countries. I like to travel. Actually, 52 means I've spent time in 52 countries. I've been to 74 countries, but stopping at airports, stupid things like that. Great way to travel, and one thing that you learn in the Navy, going around to all these places, is that there are a lot of people with a lot of problems, but they're all, for the most part, living happy lives, even though they're making $1.50 a day. And you need to learn that we've got it. We've got it made here as Americans. We really have a great place. The very best of all these 74 places I've ever been. And we owe it to each other to do our part. One last thing is, I watch these pictures on television, videos of television games, of football games. They do the Pledge of Allegiance, or no, I guess they do just the singing the national anthem, and half the people don't know where to put their hands. But I'm looking at you all this morning, and every one of you had your hands over your heart. God bless you for that. Because it shows that it's a sign of your loyalty and support of the world's greatest country. So thank you very much for supporting my service.
What does the concept of duty mean to you, and how can young people today apply this sense of responsibility to their own lives? What does the concept of duty mean to you, and how can young people today apply this sense of responsibility to their own lives?
Sorry, concept of what?
Concept.
Okay. I think that what you gain in those areas is a couple of things. Don't discount the benefits that you can receive from spending some time in those. There are a lot of great schools, there are a lot of great trades, there are a lot of great futures for people who choose not, or dare not go to college necessarily, but find themselves in a situation where they can make some fine income and have a great time serving the world. And that is part of the answer to the question that was asked. I'm grateful for the opportunity that is given to me by the service. I'm grateful for the people who supported us. I'm grateful for all of you today.
I could.
During your time in service, how did you build bonds with others, and what role do you think teamwork and unity play in both military and civilian life? Would you like me to repeat it? During your time in service, How would you build bonds with others? And what role do you think teamwork and unity play in both military and civilian life?
I served a tour in South Korea in 1968. It was my first time to get out of the country. And I learned how to be friends with the South Korean people, a new culture, a new language. And I learned learning about other cultures, other people will benefit me for the rest of my life.
My wife tells me I talk too much. I'm happy to talk. The idea of friendships and building relationships is primary to what happens in the military. Two naval officers and a Marine Corps officer workshop. Any naval personnel versus Marine Corps, there's always this, seems like there's a battle between. When it comes to shove, we all pull that together, and that's part of the thing that you have to think about, to remember that we're all in that service together. And we have those service rivalries. The Army-Navy game is one. We always spend all our time in the Naval Academy poo-pooing the Army. We try to call West Pointers poo-poos, woo-poos. But when push comes to shove, we're there together. And that's what you learn. You've got to count on and work with each other. And that's the thing I was trying to say earlier about the country as a whole. We are all in it together, and we all thank God that we're all part of the same team.
How did you manage fear and uncertainty during tough times in the service? And what advice do you have for young people facing their own challenges today?
So fear and uncertainty in the service kind of goes hand in hand with military service, because you're oftentimes put into situations that are outside of the ordinary. But really, the answer to this question is the same answer to the last one. You know, you deal with fear and uncertainty by relying on the people next to you, right? And so when you get a group of people that are, you know, in the same platoon or same company or on the same ship, you know, everybody has the sense of duty, and you learn to bond with each other, and then you use that relationship to deal with fear and uncertainty. So if you guys are struggling with things, you know, you're not in the service, you're not, you know, maybe some of you will go into the service, but you're not right now, right? So how do you deal with fear and uncertainty? You find the people that love you, you find the people that care about you, you be open with them, and it's a two-way street, and you guys can all take care of each other.
If you could leave one message for young people about the importance of service, whether military, community, or any other form, what would it be?
Always try to respect your fellow person. In the military or in public life, try to get along with everybody. Give them respect.
Thank you. That concludes our questions this morning. It has been my profound honor, my great privilege to be here with you this morning to honor Veterans Day and to be among our heroes who have selflessly served our country. We all share an immense gratitude and respect for our veterans and the sacrifices that they have made for us and for our freedom. So I say thank you on behalf of our entire faculty and staff and all of our students. We honor you today and every day. At the conclusion of our ceremony today, we invite all of our honored guests to join us in the library for a reception. I would like to thank some very special people who played a great role in this morning's program, beginning with our wonderful 8th grade teachers for coordinating and for organizing this event for us this morning. Jen Weisberg and Brianna Bobo. Can you please stand and be... I would also like to thank the following people for their great support and their assistance. Adi Weiss-Hochberg, Mr. Jamie Gomes and his wonderful custodial crew, Bill Banish, Catherine Riley, Mark Cutler, our administrative team, Katie Seymour, Lisa Helvey, and student council, all of our student leaders, our amazing PTO, our wonderful library media specialist, Ms. McNeese, Mr. Hopko, and our talented orchestra students, and last but not least, Mr. Lennon, and everyone else who supported us today. Can we have a round of applause, please? Thank you very much, and thank you to our 8th graders for being a very respectful audience. Thank you.
Good morning, students.
This concludes our program. I would ask that we start to exit with teammate 1. Teammate 2 and 3, please remain seated.